What is up guys, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing here some more additional test hands for the sacred beasts. I figured that the test hands going second didn't really get the chance to show off as much, so as a result I decided to actually make an additional video here just to show off a few more extra test hands. I will be doing some test hands going first and then a few going second, and that way we would actually get the full package in this one video alone. So without further ado, let's begin. Of course, if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, then please consider subscribing, hitting a like, dropping a comment and sharing this video. It really does help. Alright, so here's an opening hand going first. Now as we can see here, this card will be mostly used for going second, so it is a bit unfortunate in that circumstance. However, we could still definitely play off with the Dark Beckoning Beast, allowing us to search for our opening of the Spirit Gates, which would be right over... where are you? Over here. We can then activate this, allowing us to search for a Dark Summoning Beast, of course. And of course we could tribute this off, allowing us to then summon out our Dark Summoning Beast. This in turn will allow us to tribute this off, allowing us to then of course summon out a Sacred Beast. So in this particular circumstance we're going to go for our Lord of Phantasms right here. We will actually go for the opening of the Spirit Gates as well, discarding this to special summon it out. Of course you could then banish off your Dark Summoning Beast, allowing you to also add an additional card. In this case Hamon would be great. We can tribute this off of course, allowing us to then summon out our Hamon in defense. Banish this off, baiting our opponents to negate you when you're searching for your Fallen Paradise. Otherwise you can add it anyway and that's still okay because your opponent has no idea you have the second one in your hand. So we simply shuffle our deck. And then we can activate the Fallen Paradise, drawing two cards. So in this case we're going to draw one over here, Awakening, nice, and another opening, fantastic, because in this circumstance you could set your Awakening of course and you get yourself some negates. But with that being said, you also have a Super Poly, a Great Disruption. You could just discard the spare Fallen Paradise or even the Destruction Fusion as well. And by that you could just disrupt one of your opponent's plays. Whatever monsters they bring out, you stop it. Of course, your following turn you could go for an opening of the Spirit Gates, adding you another Dark Beckoning Beast and pretty much just setting you off again. Of course, you could this time search for a Uriah or even a, Chaos Core, and that way you could try and ditch off to the graveyard some of your resources so that you could go for your Dimension Fusion Destruction, which is definitely fantastic of course. So yeah, this one has a really great opening but also fantastic for a follow-up play as well. Alright, so here's an opening hand for going second. This is definitely a bit interesting. As you can see here, we don't have the Dark Beckoning Beast, but we can still definitely work off with this as well. Given that your opponent went first, you could disrupt them with this, so definitely fantastic start there. But we can also go for the opening of the Spirit Gates, adding our Dark Beckoning Beast. Of course, we normal summon out Dark Beckoning Beast. Now in this case, think carefully because you don't want to go for your Dark Summoning Beast, given that if you use its effect, then you won't be able to pretty much bring out a Sacred Beast. So you do have to think carefully about what you want to do here in this particular circumstance. I mean, you could still go for the same search, I mean that is still an option. Or you could potentially go for a Chaos Core and prepare yourself with the Dimension Fusion Destruction, though you can't really pull that off in this circumstance unless you already had it in your hand. So a bit of a setback there, though let's just see what else we can do here. I'm thinking maybe, yeah, you're right, we're just going to go with the Dark Summoning Beast. And instead of obviously going for it right there, we're going to go for a second normal summon. And this would actually be for the Chaos Summoning Beast. Now, in this particular circumstance, what you essentially want to do here is just link off these two, which would allow you to go for your Pentastag, You could then of course banish off this if you want to add the other card. Otherwise you use the opening of the spirit gates to discard this and summon this back out, of course, banishing this off, going for a yugioh in this case, and then of course we could tribute this off, summon it out, banish this off, and then search for our Fallen Paradise, which would be over here. And of course we're going to shuffle our deck. And we're going to activate Fallen Paradise and activate it, drawing 2 cards here, an Allure and also a Chaos Summoning Beast. That's fantastic because we can activate the Allure, drawing 2 more cards for us. So we have 1 Shimmering Scraper and 2 Skill Drain. Of course we get to banish this, and at long last we finally have 3 cards in the banish zone, so all we can do is simply activate Pot of Acquisitiveness and return back these 3 into the deck, of course, and shuffle it up. So we're just going to put it in their circled places there. And finally we get to draw 1 card off this, so this would be, wow, a Chaos Summoning Beast again. I mean, it's fine, whatever, that's okay. We could still definitely play off with this anyway, because at this particular point in time we do have yugioh out on the board, so we simply go for the Shimmering Scraper, which is definitely a really powerful move. You essentially just, for the rest of this turn, double its current attack, so it will be 8k, and it can also attack everything your opponent has, which is fantastic because with Pentastag you get piercing damage as well. So it's pretty much a guaranteed OTK. You're protected with Fallen Paradise as well. Even if you don't finish off your opponent, on your following turn you have Skill Drain to negate every monster's effect, you have Awakening, also negate, and you have a Super Poly to pretty much just disrupt, with this in the hand to act as the fodder. Definitely very powerful here, just absolutely amazing. Alright, so here is our opening hand. I guess we could use the Ash Blossom to pretty much just prevent something from happening, and that would be great, but it does look like we're kind of starting off here with 5 cards, but that's okay, we could still definitely work with this. Activate your opening of the Spirit Gates, definitely get your Dark Beckoning Beast. Of course, with that being said, you could search that out, and I do see here Dimension Fusion Destruction, very powerful card indeed. So what do I want to add? I'm thinking we're going to add here our Chaos Core. That is definitely a bit more strong given what we're about to do here. So we're just going to look for the Chaos Core right now and see where it is. Right here. Alright, so we could do a second normal summon, of course, with the Chaos Core. We could also just link off the Dark Beckoning Beast, allowing us to obviously go for our Almirage. And of course Almirage can target Chaos Core, pretty much allowing you to ditch off your cards to the graveyard. So in this case you have Uriah, you have Hamon, and of course you have your Raviel somewhere over up here. Nice. So there we go, that's our 4 cards to the grave. We go for a Dimension Fusion Destruction, of course, and this will pretty much just banish off these 3, allowing us to bring out our Armor Tile. It depends whichever one you want to go for. This time we'll just go for this one, the Chaos Phantom, Phantom of Fury. Definitely fantastic there. Of course, you could take Chaos Core and the Almirage and continue building up into a further Link monster. In this case, the Pentastag is just really amazing. And to follow up on that, let's just play around and go for the Allure as well. And we activate Allure of Darkness, allowing us to draw 2 cards here, so 1, and we have over here 2. Not bad, but we get to banish off this, of course. But with that being said, we can simply just activate the Pot of Acquisitiveness, so we could search off our card. So we have these 3 over here, and I'll just keep that over there. And this will essentially allow me to then shuffle this back in and hope to draw 1 more card. Alright, so basically we draw 1 more card here, Another Law of Darkness, wow. Alright, let's just go for it. So I get 1 over here and 2. I guess we have this. I'll just get rid of the... Should I get rid of the Chaos Summoning Beast? You don't even need to. Because what's interesting here is that if you look at our grave, we have Dark Vectoring Beast and the Chaos Core. So what we could do is we could just get rid of the Radiant, and we could use Opening of the Spirit Gates, ditch this off, summon it out, tribute this off, summon this out, and keep in defense, that's fine. Banish this, go for your Fallen Paradise, shuffle your deck once more. And finally we can activate the Fallen Paradise, drawing 2 more cards here, an Exodius and also a Super Poly. Fantastic, because what we can do here is obviously take off all of our monsters and shuffle it back into the deck. That includes our Ash, of course, and we simply summon out our Exodius, overlay with this, and allow us to go for our rank 10. So in this particular case, you could just go for your Gustav Max, and of course, with that being said, you could then further build up into your Libe, which is definitely fantastic. You also have a Super Poly to activate as well, discarding the other one, and you get rid of one of your opponent's monsters. They can't respond anyway, and you have piercing damage with 10,000. You have this here, and you're already dealing 2,000 from the Gustav Max. It's just all fantastic. I mean, you also get the added protection. I mean, this was just purely luck, of course, but, you know, it's the result of actually building a consistent deck, so it definitely is very great. However, with that being said, I do hope you guys actually had fun with this particular video here. This is just purely to show off more things and capabilities of this particular deck and give you guys an idea of the inner workings of every single card and how they synergize with one another. However, thanks for joining me today. I hope you all have an exquisite day. I'll see you all next time.